Okay, so this is Mike Wirth with Athletes for College. We're here today with premium member Jake Hubbard, who's just signed up with us recently.
Yes.
And we're really excited to have Jake as a part of our program. And Jake's got a really good future ahead of him. We just kind of wanted to visit with him here for a few minutes and have everybody get to know him a little bit better. Jake, I know you're a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
How long have you been interested in baseball? When did you first become interested in the game of baseball?
Well, I think I was born interested, honestly. The second I figured out how to stand up without falling over, I had a wooden souvenir bat in the backyard with a tee that was probably taller than me, and of all things to hit golf balls.
Okay.
And as soon as I was old enough, when I was 3, I was on a team, and I've been on a baseball team ever since.
Wow, that's getting an early start. And what do you enjoy most about playing? If you could narrow it down to just one thing, what do you enjoy the most about playing ball?
I think it's my teammates. Cause,
Camaraderie?
yeah. The reason that baseball is a team sport is that nobody has ever had a career where they had a good day every day and never went through a slump. I mean, I know personally that, you're going to have those seasons where, it seems like every hit is a blooper to the second baseman, or every time you do make good contact, the right fielder chases it down and robs you of a hit, and you're just feeling down the whole time, and you come back into the dugout and your teammates are there to pump you up, say, hey, next at bat, next pitch, get it back out, get it back on defense. And that's very important.
Yeah. So that really helps deal, because baseball you learn to deal with failure, as you know. So
it's as mental as it is physical.
Yeah, for sure. So as you kind of look at who's out there in Major League Baseball right now, who are some of your favorite players that you kind of look up to?
Can I have 3?
Okay.
Michael Young and Josh Hamilton from the Rangers are excellent models of consistency, in my opinion. I mean, Michael Young had 10 consecutive seasons with 200 hits or more, and that's a fantastic accomplishment that hopefully someday I could replicate or even come close to. They're both fantastic defensive players. They know, before that pitch is even thrown, they've considered all 15 different possibilities of, if it's to the shortstop, where am I going? If it's the left fielder, if it's past him, or I need to cut off to all that. And that's the ideal team player. And another person that I really like, and this is partially because I've met him in person, is Brooks Conrad. And he's a bit of a model for perseverance, because he was in the minor leagues, single A to triple A for 6-7 years, I think it was. And I remember walking out onto the Delta when I was 6 or 7, and I got an autograph by him. And when I was walking out there, I was like, hey, this is the dream. This is what I want to do when I grow up. And I think it was in 2008 or 2009 he got drafted into the MLB by the Atlanta Braves. And, he stuck with it for 6 years, and he got his chance, and he made sure that he took advantage of it.
Okay. So great stuff there. When you look at yourself, you're only 15 years old right now. You're a sophomore in high school. You've got the premium membership with Athletes for College right now. What are some of your goals beyond high school that you want to accomplish for yourself?
Well, I definitely want to play D1 college baseball. That's a rather large goal for me currently, simply because it's a bit of a daunting task to think, all right, I want to get into college first of all. That's a little bit scary. And, the icing on the cake in college would be to get myself one of those College World Series rings that Michael Roth has 3 of.
Yeah.
And, after college, ultimate goal is MLB, but I wouldn't mind going to the minors for a bit if I have to get there. That's how I have to get there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And what do you think that your strengths are right now as a player? When you look at where you are at this point, what do you feel like the best part about your game is right now?
I think my defense is very strong right now. I mean, not to discount my hitting, but I feel as though the amount of work I've put in on it and practices, everything's felt really smooth and fluid. So that's where I feel I'm shining right now.
Okay. And I know that you've been taking hitting lessons for what, has it been like 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
You're getting private calls on a weekly basis from an ex-minor leaguer here in nearby Round Rock. And talk about how that's helped you in that part of your game, if you could.
Well, when I met Greg, I was 12, and I was playing for him on his select team, Rough Riders. And I came in, and I had terrible swings. I mean, my hands would come out, I'd roll over, backside wasn't getting through on time. And he is an expert in teaching and reconstructing that. And by the end of the season, I was already had that bat barrel in, and I was driving through the zone. There are times that after a while I started getting a little lackadaisical with it, and I've reconstructed my swing 2 or 3 times with him. And right now I feel really happy with what I have. It's got me a good bat speed, but something I've learned from him is that practice makes perfect.
Right.
And there's always room for improvement. You can make a little tweak here, adjust your back foot, you can get that split second 3 miles an hour bat speed, or just you can always improve.
Baseball is truly the game of inches. Little adjustments go a long way to make a big difference. What's your favorite spot to hit in the order?
Second or third. I definitely like that because I can see what the pitcher is throwing to the first or second guy. I can see if he likes to maybe throw in a first pitch off speed to get the batter off balance, or if he likes to mix it inside outside, or if he's having a hard time just throwing straight fastballs. I like to get my research on it before I go up to hit.
Okay, sounds good. Always good to have a game plan going up there. You've had a lot of support from family along the way, especially your father, Trey. Can you kind of talk about how that's helped you along the way as you get to this point in your career?
Well, he's really good at driving me places. I mean, that's been a really big help. But
Always helps until you can get your driver's license.
Yeah, someday. But
someday soon.
maybe. But he's been, as well as a baseball coach for a couple of my teams, he's been a life coach, as well as there's always that season where I was struggling and he said, hey, just like a good teammate would, you're going to have those bad days, you're going to want to give up, but you should always keep going. And the advantage with him as being my coach sometimes is that when I was young, I always had questions, is my glove too far in? Is my arm coming out to the side? Which I still ask today. And it was nice because he's very learned in baseball, and he could always point out what I was doing. He still does. I mean, he picked up on a toe on my curveball that I didn't even know I had. So that, and my mom has somehow managed to come to more games than I would have humanly thought possible with her job. Sometimes I wonder if she actually has the ability to split the two. And it's always nice looking into the stands and going, that's my parents.
Excellent. I mean, not everybody can say that because it's a great attribute to have. I enjoyed that myself. My parents were really supportive in my career. Kind of switching gears a little bit here, talking about academics. We know how important that is. Right now, you've got a 3.765, I think, or
6.8.
6.8, and that's pretty good. I mean, that's beyond pretty good. How have you been able to do that and maintain that and balance everything in your life? How have you been able to do that?
Well, this is a bit of a quote from my mom. Her philosophy is play the game. You might not always like your subject, might not always like your teacher, but if you do your homework, turn it in, and study for the test, you're going to win at high school, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, case in point, this week I had a project on the Ottoman Empire. I was like, I'm never going to need to know who instituted the Tanzimat reforms. And she says, sometimes your schooling isn't about the knowledge, it's about the experience, because it was an oral presentation and you had to have notes and not be reading it like that. And the point she made to me was that, say you're trying to convince a scout you've got it, well, there's your oral presentation skills right there. Or if, heaven forbid, you don't make it to the MLB, you'll have a day job and you might need to make a sale or do a project at your company, and you're going to need to know how to be able to organize a presentation and deliver it forcefully and not stutter your way through it like I just did.
I think you did fine, Jake. really looking forward to seeing your progress this year and beyond. Anything else you want to say before we kind of sign off for the day?
On the subject of studying, the way I've been able to get through my tests is I'll always reread the chapter, and if it's chemistry, I always study twice because math is confusing.
Well, it's worked out well for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations to this point, and I'm sure you'll keep that going, and we wish you the best of luck, and have a great year this year and beyond. We look forward to seeing your progress.
Me too. Thanks for the opportunity.
You're very welcome.
I'm excited.